What's up guys, welcome back. Today's video is going to be a review on the brand new Too Faced foundation called Born This Way. This actually just came out and a lot of people are already talking about this. There's tons of pictures going around social media, so I thought I would do a review and kind of share my thoughts about it. And I also want to get in the habit of doing more reviews for you guys, so if there's anything you want me to review, leave it in the comment section. And before we get started, I also want to say that this look will be on the blog tomorrow, and if you want to watch it, subscribe to my blog. I'll leave the link down below. Let's get started with this video. I hope you enjoyed the review. Alright, so a couple things to know about the foundation before I start applying it. It is $39. It's sold at Sephora, Ulta, and all sorts of websites. It is cruelty-free. It's got no parabens. It's oil-free. And the two interesting things that I found in the ingredients were coconut water, which I think is awesome because it's really hydrating on the skin. And I think that that's what gives that luminous finish. And it also has hyaluronic acid, which is also really good for the skin. So just those things to keep in mind before I get started. I personally like the packaging. Like when you first look at it, you almost feel like it's a matte foundation because of like the texture of the bottle, but it's actually the opposite. It's definitely not a matte foundation. So I thought that was kind of interesting, but the packaging is cute. It's black, gold, and you know, very cute. When it comes to picking your shade, I will tell you that they do have quite a few ranges. My shade is actually in between sand and golden. So this one right over here is sand, and this one right over here is golden. So sand is a little bit lighter, and it's really nice on the skin because I do feel like it oxidizes, and so it does get a little bit darker within the next hour of application. But I personally have been tanning a lot, so my body is a lot darker than my face, which is why I like to mix just a little bit of the golden with the sand so that I get that perfect match. Let's get started, and I'm gonna go ahead and apply the foundation just on one side of my face so that you can kind of see the comparison, and then we'll go ahead and apply it all over. So right now I have a little bit of vitamin E on my face. I don't even have moisturizer on just because I've been applying vitamin E on my skin in the morning. So yeah, I just have that. And then I'm gonna go ahead and apply just a little bit of primer on my pores just because lately I've been seeing a lot of pores right around this area. And this one is by Benefit, and it is the Porefessional. Okay, so I'm gonna do one pump of sand and about a half of, yeah, I guess that's a half, about a half pump of the golden. Two brushes that I would recommend for this are obviously the Kabuki F80 by Sigma, which is more of a dense Kabuki brush, and it's going to give you more of that full coverage. I would say medium to full coverage. If you want more of a light, luminous coverage, I would go with maybe like a softer Kabuki brush, so that something that has a lot of movement, so not as dense. Today I'm going to go ahead and use the F80 Kabuki brush, and we're going to go ahead and start. Every time I apply foundation, I do like to go down to my neck area as well, so that everything just matches beautifully. So I'm building this to a full coverage foundation. It's definitely buildable. I ended up applying about 2 pumps just on this side, just because I was using a dense Kabuki brush, and that Kabuki brush tends to eat a lot of the product. If you wanted a lighter coverage, then you can obviously just use 1 pump. It does have really good coverage. It covers all the redness and all the imperfections, and it does go on, I would say, medium to full coverage. You can build this to a full coverage foundation. It just depends on how much you use of it. So in terms of the color, I also want to mention, I'm trying to compare it to MAC colors because that's what people are familiar with. I would say sand is very, very similar to NC35, and I would say golden is more similar to NC40. So that's kind of what my colors are for MAC. I'm between NC35 and NC40, and sometimes I like to mix the two together to get that perfect shade. I'm gonna go ahead and conceal my under eyes and then set this makeup in place. So the concealer I'm using is the Pro Longwear concealer in NC20. And I'm gonna use the Makeup Forever HD powder to set this in place and really get this under my eye area especially, and the center of my face. I'm only gonna set the center of my face and under my eyes. So as you can see, when you first set the foundation, it does look pretty matte, but like I said, within an hour, you'll see that natural glow coming through. So I will be back to check in with you guys a little later. All right, guys, so it's been about 6 hours since I first applied the foundation, and when I first applied it, I did set it in place using a translucent powder, and since then, I have not touched my skin, so I haven't, put powder or anything else like that. So I wanted you guys to see what it looks like after 6 hours. I think that right now it's time for me to probably put a little bit of powder on my T-zone. So as you can see, my natural oils have come through and it does look a little shiny right over here. Does it look bad? I don't think so. I think it just looks really dewy on the skin, which is not necessarily a bad thing. If you want to set your makeup, I think you can after 4 to 6 hours. I do like how hydrating and luminous it looks on the skin. This foundation oxidizes, so as you can tell, this looks a little bit darker than when I first applied it. Within about an hour, once your natural oils shine through, the foundation does get a little darker on the skin, so keep that in mind when you're getting your color. Go a little bit lighter because I'm telling you, within an hour, it's gonna get just a tad bit darker. Another thing I wanted to mention is that it does not have any sunscreen in it. So if you're looking for a foundation to apply every day, you have to make sure you apply your sunscreen first because this one has 0 SPF. When your foundation has a lot of sunscreen in it, it doesn't really photograph as well. I mean, I don't even think this is like an everyday foundation anyway. I think this is a foundation you want to use more for nighttime. It's pretty much medium to heavy coverage, I would say. What I don't like about it is the fact that I had to mix 2 colors in order to get my true match. So obviously sand was a little too light and then golden was too dark, so I had to mix the 2 together to get this color. So that's not necessarily a good thing because you have to buy 2 foundations in order to get your true match, but obviously that doesn't apply to every single person. That's just me. I really want my face to match my body, so I was really picky about the actual color. Overall, I think it's a great foundation. I definitely like it on my skin. I do have dry to normal skin. If I had oily skin, I probably wouldn't like it because you will get oily and you're not gonna like how it looks. You probably will have to touch your makeup every 2 hours or so. So if you have oily skin, I would definitely try it before purchasing it. So maybe get a little bit of a sample from a store and try it out. Make sure you like it before purchasing the whole thing. Other than that, I think it's a great foundation and I hope you guys enjoyed my review. That's gonna do it for me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this review, and for more videos from me, be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And if there's anything you want me to review, leave a comment down below and I'll be sure to check it out. I love you guys so much. Mwah.